Okay, I thought I would just explain a little bit about what I have going on in the kismet for anybody that wants to look at my game file. Alright, so I started out, I created this option event here where players spawned. It toggles the HUD off for all players and turns on God mode. And the next thing I did was I created a trigger event to give the player a weapon and some idea where to go in the level. So when you start out, you're staring right at this rocket launcher in front of the statue. And in front of it is a trigger actor. I use this, created a destroy node to destroy this model, and then I'm giving the player the rocket launcher in the inventory. I'm also toggling a cutscene using a camera in the scene placed right here. I then animated with a matinee and used a director's group in order to tell the player that I wanted him to go over near these rocks in this mountainous area over here. And then the toggle cinematic mode, you use that to get rid of the HUD if you need to get rid of the HUD. It disables movement, any kind of input, etc., so that the player can't move around and lose his location during the cutscene. Then just when the matinee is over for the cutscene, toggle it again so that the player can move once more. Then what I did here was I created an option so that once this entire cutscene sequence was completed, it toggles this comparison so that it becomes true, as it's comparing initially a false to a true. The cutscene ends, we toggle the false into true, which allows this to complete so that from now on, every time the player spawns, they are given a rocket launcher. And this was supposed to make them spawn from my secondary spawn point when they die as well, but that unfortunately kind of failed. The next thing that had happened was once the player reaches this rocky area and hits within another trigger volume, massive trigger volume I have over here, it toggles another cutscene that causes these water spheres to move up in place, which I kind of tricked it a little bit since the actual water volumes cannot move. So it's actually the appearance of the volumes that you're seeing and not actually the volume itself. And this, once you trigger the cutscene, it also shows you an item that I want you to collect. This item is then activated here. There is, just like with the rocket launcher, I had a trigger set up so that when you get to the item, it destroys it, plays a sound effect, and causes a matinee to allow 2 more triggers to be activated. And basically these triggers are hidden underneath of the level and are untouchable until you have picked up the item. And this allows is now you can activate my bad guys, which you could find a tutorial to create this enemy system on the 3D Buzz site for the top-down game. It's just a modification on that. Originally the guys were designed, if I connect these nodes back up, they will charge for the player and run all over the map, but I had to disable that because for some reason one of them at least was being considered as player 0, or the main player, and would become shot at and be able to trigger my end game sequence, which the end game sequence is simply another cutscene to show the door closing. Here we're unhiding the cutscene character and weapon, attaching the weapon to the cutscene character, and all the animations are controlled within the matinee. And the end, to end the actual game, I did a console command of exit, which completely exits the game. Like I said, with the cinematic characters are controlled at the beginning of the level. They are immediately hidden from sight. Alright, now to kind of show you how all this works, hopefully it spawns me from the correct spawn point. Here we go. And it did. And as you can see, while I was designing this level, I spent a lot of time looking at it from every possible angle within the game engine itself. I played through the level several times just to see where my level seemed broken in your view, from the player's view. For the most part, I think it covered up any mistakes that were there. Here we come to where we activate our water bubble scene. Mind you, the trick to doing these, which I needed to troubleshoot the water spheres a little more, but you need to hold down the space bar so that you swim to the top, otherwise you will fall through the water bubbles. Yeah, I still can't do it every time.
And that's my level. I hope everybody enjoys it.